Hello and welcome to our day 21 update for our journey to tier 2 Rathma. As we are closing in on 3 weeks of grinding, you can see that I have a little bow on me. That's always a sign that we've been crafting at the end of the last session. So as always, let's pull the video. Let's see where we're at after 3 weeks of grinding and farming, and plan our next day, our day 22, opening our 4th week. Alright, so yeah, there is a video. Day 22 actually ended, day 21, sorry, ended actually relatively fast due to some personal reasons. But I think we managed to get like some things done. First thing we got was in the Demon Road. We were mostly grinding for levels in the beginning. I wasn't looking to farm too much. I was full clearing maps, not looking for events or anything. But an F Windhammer, I figured I might as well try to slam it. Maybe it hit something interesting with like EDIAS, or maybe something else that could be really cool, like 6 sockets. Sadly, it hit damage to demons, so I just left it there on the ground. We did drop a gold rune in the same map though, which was very nice. And shortly afterwards, as we were continuing the same map, we actually got leather gloves, and these are kind of interesting pair of set gloves. They're like super low requirement. These used to be a lot stronger. Death's Hands give at the moment 45 PLR, poison length reduction. They give poison resistances, so I figured I'll slam them. Maybe they hit something good like ED, IAS. They can also hit things like old resistances, so these kind of things could have been really nice for us. The reason you want to use things like Death's Hands is if you can reach enough poison length reduction on your gear, they kind of open up like a new way to kind of get to this like 175 PLR, maybe 150 PLR breakpoint. Before the nerf, I believe that was in season 8 or maybe in season 9, they used to give 75 PLR, which is insane to think that like gloves could have given that much. I think at the time they were pretty much a must use on most builds, especially builds that don't use shields, which are like most druid builds don't use shields as far as I know. Just Rabies uses shields for PLR, so yeah, this would be really cool. We also did not break them. They got fire resist, which is not the best, but it's also not useless, so overall we're okay with it, and I'll keep them in mind when we're trying to, you know, make these kind of builds happen. After moving to play some cows, we got an arachnid's mesh, and we go ahead and we slam it. It sadly broke. We broke quite a few of those, but I mean, I'm not specifically looking for any pair of arachnids. I just thought it would be nice to hit like a 28 or like a 25 plus FCR. Arax could be really strong like asset on your gear, or like in your stash, so I figured it would be nice to have a pair. We didn't hit it, but that's okay. And we also get in the next map we get a Mendelin event. At this point I'm not sure how you say this name, Mendeln or Mendeln or Mendelin. I always heard people say Mendelin, so that's just what I assumed, but based on how people are writing it, I guess that maybe that's the correct name, like Mendeln. Let me know how you're actually supposed to say it. I have no idea at this point. Yeah, we do sit here and it's P8. I didn't even notice, but this one event gave us like over like 1.5 like experience at level 96, and actually leveled us up. And not only did it level us up so fast, in addition to that, we dropped the Splinter, and you can see the excitement I'm going through. It took us 472 maps at the time to drop that like extra Splinter. This is our 3rd Splinter so far, so about 160 maps, 157 maps per Splinter. Still really high, but definitely an improvement compared to the last one that took like 200 maps. So we're getting there. We're getting more Splinters, and we'll figure out the plan with this one very soon. But we managed to complete 2 tasks with 1 map, which was leveling up and getting a Splinter. Of course, I continued farming because I already prepped a bunch of cow maps. So I continued farming, and over here, this is a lesson in why you always pop the chests. like a little stash there gave us a Vex rune. So very nice to get from a stash. And in the same map later, we got another Vex rune. 2 Vex runes, like you can see them stacking up at the bottom right there. 2 Vex runes in one map. That's pretty crazy. We go ahead and go back to town, and in the same map we get another Vex rune. Yesterday we got like free puzzle boxes. Now we're getting free Vex runes. Pretty crazy. If I could tomorrow get free Tyrials, I wouldn't mind that, or maybe get just free Splinters. That would be really cool. But not asking for anything, you know. It's cool enough that we got free Vex runes. In a few other maps, like I think this was like in 2 maps afterwards, we got a unique map, Czar Sanctum, rolling again 4%, but every time we get Czar Sanctum, it's an opportunity. Even though the last 2 didn't yield a lot of charms for us, you know, we can still stay hopeful that we do get like a Druid summoning skiller or a shapeshift skiller, or just like these small charms that we're chasing, like the 5 res small charms, especially ones with life or faster hit recovery. In the next map, we drop a unique ring. We identify it. It's a pretty bad Ravenfrost with 177 AR and 17 dex, so I didn't even bother slamming it. We already have quite a few Ravenfrosts that are pretty solid. And at this point, I think I'd only slam ones that are like 220 or above for things like physical damage reduction or resistances, attack rating. Maybe getting like an attack rating Ravens is not bad. These kind of things are mostly what I'd be looking for. And 2 maps later, we drop a Shaco, unique Shaco. This the Harlequin quest. We broke quite a few of those. It's like a pretty iconic helm or hat for D2. So it's always nice when you hit those. I go ahead and slam it. It does not break finally. It slams Mana Leech, which is not particularly interesting for most like Shaco users. So yeah, probably not gonna see much use, but it's just nice to have like these kind of like solid Shakos. This one was 4 PDR and like pretty high MF, like, so it is a pretty nice Shaco. And over here you can see we did like a pretty big rerolling session from all the cow maps. We got a ton of gems, so we start rerolling some charms. And this is how it looks like when I reroll charms. A bunch of gems used, but not a lot of hits for us. I saved like skillers for other classes, but overall we didn't hit anything interesting for us. And as I said, we were doing a craft session. We crafted 50 hit power amulets. Again, looking for PLR. You'll see that whenever something with PLR hits, I'll keep it to the sides there. And wow, we've been crafting so many amulets, and it's getting very it's getting very difficult. All the amulets we've been hitting, because we've been hitting quite a few. Out of like 50 amulets, to hit like this many is not bad, like in terms of percentages. Like our percentage hits is pretty good. Mostly we're just like struggling on the slams. We haven't been getting very good slams on the amulets. Now granted, like we're looking for one particular slam, and it's from like the more rare slams out of like the free tables, which is like the max to all. It's like one of the rarer slams that you can get, but I mean, we're not getting +1 skills or anything like that either, which would be also good for us. Like we could work with that kind of thing as well. So yeah, a little bit difficult. You can see that during the slams I hit a 2 max all again on the wrong amulet. I just saved to the side like an amulet with free to summoning skills, because I figured, yeah, I'll just save it to the side because it's like good to slam these just in case they hit +1. And I slam it first and it hits 2 max all, which is the slam we want on anything that has poison like reduction. Literally any other amulet in here hitting it would have been perfect for us. We had like quite a few really nice amulets as well, with like 75 PLR, all res, attack rating, faster air recovery, and the one that hits is that one. That was the end of the stream. Again, I had like a personal reason to end yesterday. My friend, one of my 2 best friends, had a daughter, and I just we had like a short window to chat for a bit, so I just took the opportunity, because who knows when next he's gonna have time. So yeah, that was really nice. And yeah, as you can see, this the Splinter we dropped. I don't know that I will be running it immediately, I would like to first farm 5 pests, so we're going back to pest farming. The day 22, week 4 is going to start with pest farming for 1 hour. Again, we're just going to keep it strictly 1 hour. After doing it for 1 hour, I'll go ahead and possibly farm a few destruction keys. I'll see where Iswell is at, like how fast it is for me to farm destruction keys. I don't know if it's like really slow, I might not do it. But the idea is I want like 4 or 5 like new analyses before I run the Splinter, so I can get like, you know, just like a little bit better mileage off of my respecs. So this is gonna be the beginning for day 22. This is kind of like what we're planning, and after that we of course have this Zara Sanctum map that will be running on day number 22. Open the week with a lot of new charms. I think that's nice. And yeah, that's kind of the plan. On day 21, we also found like a 5 all res charm. I think I forgot to include it in the clips. I didn't find it. I didn't find like the footage. But we actually did find another one of those, and every one of those that we find is like is a, you know, point of progress. At the end of the day, like we want to have like 9 skillers for whatever build that we're playing, 9 skillers, and we want to have about, I want to say about, because sometimes like you want like more, but like 10 total small charms. Most of them will be all res, some of them will be with like life and res, like a specific res type. So that's kind of like what we're aiming at. We're getting pretty close to it. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all res charms. 6 out of 10 already kind of covered, and we have a bunch of you know, small charms with res, which that are relatively good, or like with FHR as well. So we have a bunch of stuff here to kind of like cover us. So our small charms are looking pretty okay. They're like decent. They're not amazing, but they're decent. And our GCs, like our grand charms, also starting to look a little bit better. Of course, no lifers yet for the druid, but we're making a push for it, which means we're getting closer and closer to this kind of like big goal. Kind of like looking back at like the last 3 weeks, we made quite a few meaningful steps towards getting to that goal. For sure. And now like the main 2 things I'm looking at is like finishing like a proper armor, getting like a proper G-Bane if it's for a physical build, and like a proper amulet for like whatever build that I'll be playing. I'm kind of entertaining like I save like all of my Rathma potential gear over here. I'm kind of like entertaining a world where I do run summoner, a world where I do run where's that amulet with a max to all. Where did I put it? Here, maybe? Yeah, I'm entertaining a world where I do run this kind of amulet with like with a guardian angel, maybe with a snake horde for extra PLR. I'm entertaining it. There is a possibility of like running something like this. Like we do have gear that could match with it, or maybe we run like a +1 all skills venom ward. Like we have a lot of options, and really I'll only know once I get a lot closer. The main problem in running summoner right now is one that I don't have a dead mother yet, which I think I will definitely need in order to run summoner. Even though I've seen some people run it, I say some people, I've seen one person run with a Spirit Keeper, which was Woogs, but his gear was a lot more optimized than mine. I don't know if I could afford running a Spirit Keeper, so it's definitely like questionable what I can and can't get away with. So I'll have to, you know, keep going. There is kind of like this fear of like running summoner, which is something I'm not very practiced with as well, so I might have to do some practice runs in tier 0 first and tier 1 maybe even, just to kind of like get into it, which I mean we can do eventually once we get the splinters, but also the flat life issue where we don't have a lot of like we don't have at all life skillers for summoning, which may be an issue for summoner. We might not get like enough HP to survive just like normal attacks during, you know, the tier 2 Rathma phase especially, which is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit worrying. So we'll have to kind of see as we go, but definitely this kind of amulet with like a guardian angel, snake horde, maybe even this death's hand that we just dropped, they could suddenly become, you know, this new opportunity of like, oh wow, maybe we could do this, maybe suddenly this is an option. and I'll keep it in mind. I'm like very open-minded towards what we can and can't do, and yeah, we'll just have to keep the options open. With that said, it was a very nice way to close week number 3, getting a splinter and all of the other nice things that we got, especially with like the puzzle boxes the day before. And I'll keep working on the series as we go, and I appreciate everybody sticking with me through it. And yeah, hopefully we have cool new things to report from day number 22, hoping you know, the next week with a bang. Until the next update or in the next stream, I'll see you then, and bye.